Well, Wild Man's Mexican Adventure Part 5. Part 4, one of our smugglers got busted in Mexico City.
Shaun was sending loads of money out. Once I heard about this, I got in touch with Shaun. The way I get in touch with Shaun is I'd use payphones. I hated cell phones and shit like that. And I'd go to the local payphone and use it. And I'd call him and say, look, why are you paying for it and all that. He said, we've got to keep him sweet because I said, he doesn't even know that much about us. It's not like he knows the whole fucking operation, you know what I mean? And then when I found out how we got caught, I was fucking fuming. What the stupid twat had done. He's in Amsterdam. First time he's been in Amsterdam. Fair enough. First time he's actually been out, apart from being American and living down Puerto Penasco, Rocky Point. Which, let's face it, it's not really like living in Mexico. It's just like a border. It is living in Mexico, but it's like, it's not like deep Mexico, you know what I mean? It's like, I've been in Mexico City and you see a lot of ginger, red-headed people, and I always wondered where that come from. And I was staying in a lovely hotel there, dead cheap, and I asked, the receptionist spoke perfect English, and she said it was from the back of the days when the Spaniards were there. But Mexico City is lovely, it's absolutely gorgeous, and it's, I mean, you can get really, really nice hotels for dirt cheap too. Anyway, I'll get back on the subject. So I found out he'd gone there, he'd had his nice weekend, he'd been, however he was bringing it over, we had several ways of bringing it over, whether it be in a computer or whether it be whatever. He was all ready to go, we had everything already sorted. He decides to get high and fucking, and he takes a small amount out the supply, which is fine. I mean, you know, it's like, you can have 10, 20, 30, whatever pill there. You can party, we're not saying you can't fucking party. But, make sure everything's all wrapped up properly still, and left as we left it. Otherwise, what's the point in paying someone to do it all professional, if he's just going to fucking take it out? He gets to the airport and he decides that, he realises that he's got some loose bills. So he shoves them in some socks he's got, and he's high as a kite and he's running through the airport, thinking he's a bit late or whatever. Cut a long story short, he starts dropping stuff out of his bag, and he dropped the sock out of his bag. He picked the sock up and a load of pills fucking fell out. And as he's done this, people have seen, and like they're looking at him and he's trying to pick him up and stuff. He gets busted there then, and that's how he got busted. And that's how we lost a load of fucking pills over his stupidity. So I'm thinking, I'll just fucking let the bastard rot, I'm saying, you know what I mean? Because that is dumb. I mean, I've done some dumb things in my time, but I'm not that fucking stupid. So I'm fuming back in Mexico, back in Puerto Penasco. Things are going on. And I started sensing, like, sort of, not like the regulars, like Victor and everyone else, that everyone was sour with me, people in the Rodeo were sour with me, the manager of the titty bars was sour with me, everything was going on well that way. But the police started showing a bit more interest in me, and they never did before. I mean, I've been, like I said, I was at Victor's house, and there was a time where I'm fucking, me and him doing coke, and these fucking police come in with fucking guns, and I'm thinking, oh shit. I'm trying to get rid of the stuff, and he's just laughing. He gives the police hugs, and they come and do a line, and he's talking. And they basically say to Victor, look, we know what your friend's doing. He said, we can guarantee that if he gives us some money, we can guarantee that whatever he's getting over here, we can deliver safety. Which I thought was a good idea. And then when you hear more about it, even Victor said to me, it's not a good idea. He said, because it sounds good. He said, but if you pay one police force that, he said, from here to Mexico City or Mexico City back, there's a lot of little police forces. Now, If you're paying one, you're only paying for that particular area. So in the end, you can end up getting muscled off all of them with one a little bit, and then you're fucked, you know what I mean? It's basically blackmail. So we stayed well away from that. And I'm thinking, I bet that fucking Josh with him doing this now, he's put attention on us, because the police are giving us fucking funny looks and shit. And then they even stopped my missus, and they was shouting at her in Spanish and fucking, I thought, everything's gone all pear-shaped there. And Victor pulled me to one side. I said, what's going on? He said, I'll tell you. He said the guy's mum is high up here. She's got a nice big house and all that, and she's good friends with the mayor of Sonora, and she's complaining to him, saying that she wants something done about you lot living here and selling drugs and stuff, because the son's locked up in Mexico. So she's putting fucking the thumb twist on the fucking mayor. The mayor's passing it down, and people are fucking turning a bit fucking like moody with me and the missus. So I explained this to Shaun, and Shaun said, oh yeah, I'll get you out then, it's time to get out anyway. And the final straw was that the guy who owned the condo had come down. He'd come in one time when me and Kerry were out, and he'd had a route round, and like, I didn't know he'd done this, but he'd actually took our passports, hadn't he? He'd actually took our passports, and he was booting us out, and he was going to have the police come down and boot us out. He said because we'd made a mess of the place. I mean, yeah, the place wasn't fucking, a lot of people fucking, when you're in a holiday fucking town, there's nothing that a fucking cleaner for a day couldn't fucking clean up, you know what I mean?
He basically said to me, through my lawyer, he wanted $5,000 because of all the property damage, or else he was going to the police. So I sent him $5,000 through the lawyer, and he went to the police anyway, and he became one of the 10 informants.
There wasn't 5,000 worth of fucking damage. There might have been a broken mirror. There might have been a hole in the wall. Just a little one, like a fist hole. Could have covered that up. That doesn't cost 5,000 fucking pound, does it? Dollars. So we were deciding to make our move out, and a good friend of Shaun's come down. We can't mention her name.
Cousin It come
down to pick us up. I remember it was September, and she couldn't pick us up till like 8 o'clock. The guy had kicked us out about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and she couldn't pick us up till 8 o'clock the next day. So we ended up stayed at my friend's house, Victor, for the night with Kerry, and I had to, at this time I had a red pit-nosed bull, a dog, only a puppy. Jill Wack had brought down for me, so I had to put that in a safe home. So one of the titty bar managers, I didn't actually give it to him, he gave me €50, he gave me $50 for it. So dropped the dog off, and then we're heading back home. We check out at the place, well, we leave Victor's, and we had about 4 or 5 hours to kill. So basically we went just for a meal, and then we went on the beach, we had some beers, and we were just sat there on the beach basically. Now at this time it wasn't just me, it was me, Kerry, Lee, and her other son and her other daughter. They'd come to stay with us. So like, I'm thinking, oh fucking hell, if it was me and her, I wouldn't be fucking arsed. I'd have toughed it out. But with the kids there too, all it took us the police to come and arrest me and Kerry, and then anything could have happened to the kids. Couldn't afford that, couldn't risk that. So we're getting picked up. We tell cousin It, where we're at, and then we're a bit drunk. We were falling asleep on the beach. We've got these cabanas all over us. We've had a few beers. We've had some nice food in us. We've got our clothes with us. we just pattern minimum really. We didn't. We just grabbed what we wanted and just fucking thought, well, whatever we need, we can pick up. Because in Tucson, Shaun owned a record factory what sold clothes, and the guy owed money. So if we wanted any clothes at all, any nice clothes, if I wanted Technique decks, whatever I fucking wanted, I'd just go in there and take what I wanted and say, like, knock it off Shaun's bill. And there's nothing the guy could have done about it. So, I'm waiting to come over. She finally comes over and we're actually asleep on the fucking beach. She comes and wakes us up. Good to see her. She gives us hugs. She brings us over the border and she sets us up in a house. Not too sure where we went to be fair. It'd have been Tucson, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It'd have been...
She didn't take you to St. Peter Bonnet.
Rodney's, she took us
Rodney's, yeah, he was a cool dude.
She took us to Rodney's. So, we come over the border, and back home, and we had this, a gay friend called Rodney. Cool as anything, really good looking guy, really feminine, and he was a brilliant guy to get on with really. He was just like, when you went out with him, it was just like going out with a big girl. I mean, like, he'd cry and he'd just like, sounds apart, you know what I mean? So we're staying at his place, everything's all nice and neat, and he's loving to see us. I'm saying, look, at some time we're going to have to send the kids back home. I said, 'cause it's not safe for them now, or it's not right. They've had their holiday. Let the dad have them, and then if we decide to stay here and get an actual place, we'll have them sent back. And she understood that. So that's what we did. We ended up putting the kids back on the plane. Lee was 16 at the time, so didn't need no adult supervision. Sent them back on the way. But this was after we were going to stay with Robbie Rigetti as well. So they were still there for a bit with us, but within a month or two, the kids would be gone. And so we're in Tucson, having a laugh, catching up with old people. Now, I like Tucson. Whenever things were going a bit heavy in Phoenix, I'd always go to Tucson just to chill out. Still have a good rave scene, and they still have good everything scene, but it wasn't as like cutthroat gangsterish or anything. It wasn't like everyone was just dead chilled. Everyone was dead. It's just a weird vibe, Tucson, isn't it?
Yeah, if you're coming from Phoenix, it's very fast paced, and it's 10 degrees hotter on the American scale. Then you go to Tucson, and it's spread out, less populated. Things are a bit slower, but it's quite refreshing, I thought, coming from Phoenix, to live up in the mountain and just have not all that stress and chaos.
Yeah, it was really chilled, and 4th Avenue and that is really nice. It was sort of like, they'd have like nice like hippie shops and stuff. It was very, I can't think of the word, I'll come up with it, but bohemian. It was very bohemian, very hippie. It was just very chilled, and we staying down there, staying with Rodney, and I'm thinking to myself, fucking hell, it's good this, but it's a little. At some point, I need a bit of fucking something going on. It's just getting really, really normal. It's like how normal people live, and I can't live like a normal person when I'm fucking wanting drugs and shit. And there wasn't much tweak down there. Well, there was, but fucking it was. Well, I'd only just found out the people who had it. Shaun had hid all this from me. I had to find out myself. But Rodney couldn't keep his gob shut, so Rodney started getting tweaked for me. From his place, he had a house literally over the fucking road, and they were like college people, and they'd be tweakers. So I'd go over there and get tweaked out, and at the time, me and Kelly started arguing, and I wanted them all to fuck off. Actually, I wanted them just to get back to England after this, because there's just way too many nice fucking. Up the road from us, there was like a gym. Yeah, I'd walk past the gym to go to the local Circle K, and you just see these fit college fucking birds working out, and it's just seeing them in the window. There was just a row of them, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was a lot of beautiful women in America, Arizona, and one of the craziest experiences with the beautiful women was when Sally Wack came to Mexico during spring break, and she ended up the star of the show. So Sally Wack, I've already previously said, is the head of Department of Dikes, also known as Turbo Dyke, and she was the one person who Wildman moved into her house who didn't move out within weeks. She had Wildman walking the dogs. She showed up, answered the door with nipples naked, with nipple piercings and a clip pierced. And she just did the house cleaning like that, completely naked. So Wildman settled in there. So they had a good relationship. So Sally Wack came to Mexico to visit us and participate in spring break. And the main strip is just going off, isn't it? It's all these clubs, the dance music, everyone's getting drunk. And you can't even properly walk down there. It's just heaving with people. Then all of a sudden, this truck comes through the crowd slowly. The crowd's parting for this truck. On the back of the truck is Sally with a bunch of college girls.
Cute as anything.
And she's getting them naked. And she's going for the Dyke Triangle. She's kissing them. She's doing all this stuff. She's building up to the Dyke Triangle on the strip, and all the jocks are cheering. All the jocks are cheering. Come on, come on, come on! And everyone's just buzzing and excited, and people just dancing on the street watching this. It was like an absolute showstopper. But just as she's about to get down and do the full-on Dyke Triangle, going down on the girls and getting the girls to go down on her simultaneously, the police whistles, the wild whistles.
Yeah. They're very old-fashioned.
And religious.
And they weren't really too into lesbians. So they were basically making a fucking stop it, you know what I mean?
So now there's almost a riot.
And people are booing the police, the jocks are booing the police.
They're
throwing cans of fucking beer at them and everything. And Sally's just smiling, and the birds are smiling.
The police are trying to get to the van to arrest the girls, and the jocks are throwing cans at them.
And stopping
them. And then there's more police coming, and they're breaking through. So Sally and the girls run off, and they've hardly got any clothes on. So now they're just running randomly on this packed street, and the police are running after them, trying to arrest them.
But they're getting stopped. There's people blocking them and stuff.
It was fucking chaos.
It was good. A very interesting bit too about the day I actually got out of Mexico. It was fortunate for me, but it was the very next day was 9/11. It was when the tragedy happened. I seen it on the radio, and I'd seen it on the news. It was everywhere, and I felt really bad about it. But we'd had a sleep, woke up to this, and everyone was shocked. And I'm thinking, yeah, I'm shocked too. But I was thinking, oh, fucking hell! If I hadn't have got out there and then, if I hadn't have got out when I got out, I would have been fucked. The landlord had took my passports and stuff like that, and it was very slacked in. It was very easy to get back into to Sonora. But once the 9/11 happened, everything stopped. I would have never got out of there, would I?
No. You would have basically had to go to the British Embassy in Mexico, and they would have flown you back to England, and you would have avoided the SWAT teams.
In hindsight, that's what I should have already done. Hindsight's a bitch, innit? No, I've got no regrets.
So that's Wildman's Mexican Adventure Part 5. This hereby concludes the Mexican series. Wildman has been down south to the studio. He's done his jail stories as one podcast. He's done his prison stories as another podcast. Wildman in the northern studio now in Liverpool is now interviewing guests. A lot of this is because of your support and encouragement, and you've told us you love Wildman, you want more of him, you want him more involved. So if you're enjoying all this new content, please let us know in the comments below the video the direction the channel goes in. You're helping steer it.
Whatever you say is helping us steer it. I have a couple of questions for you guys. If you guys want us on the True Geordie, they've said that they'll have us. I'd like you to monitor them to get a date out of them, so we actually know. Because it takes forever to get down London. So ask them for the date. The second one is, I was talking to Shaun about t-shirts. See whether you want t-shirts, yes or no. Merch. And the third one is, thanks for listening, and I really enjoy your comments. I'm getting less anal ones now, like why is the cushions behind you and stuff like that, and they're more positive, and like, you know, I haven't really got that many trolls. I'm quite surprised, really. So if there's a few more trolls want to troll me, fuck yous.
I think the Wildman mugshot with the long hair on a t-shirt with his prison number.
I don't like that. I think I look gay in that. I'm not nothing wrong with looking gay, but I prefer the captions we've got with the wild man in Mexico.
And the what about the mugshot? Well, not the Phoenix New Times article.
Yeah, that one.
Where you're in court with your beard and your black and white stripes.
Yeah, with black and white stripes. Yeah.
We need to see if we can get a high resolution version of that.
So, but I want me and Shaun on the t-shirt, and if that's what you want, please get in touch.
And we need more prison questions. We've done, can you wank in prison? Can you fart in prison? We've got, how do you take a shit in prison pending? So if you've got any more questions along those lines, we do encourage this highbrow attitude towards YouTube. It does not get us demonetized in the slightest.
No, not at all. The fight stories, there's only so many you can tell, because people who've done a long time in prison, they know that the fucking, not every day you get up to something and stuff happens, but I've still got a lot of funny stories, still got a lot of stories in there, but I just like to stretch them out a little bit more now, because if it was left to Shaun, he'd have me selling them every day for hours and hours and hours and hours.
And we thank all the people who came to the event in Sheffield, the Funzing event. Wildman got on the stage for a half-an-hour Q&A. Wildman, most of the questions came in for Wildman, and I think that event got 6 5-star reviews. Please,
the people who appreciate Funzy, please get in touch with the Funzy and tell them that they want to see more Wildman with Shaun, because I really enjoyed doing it. And yeah, everything's positive. Thank you guys.
So in the description box below this video, Wildman's playlist link. Wildman now has 50 plus videos on YouTube, so hours and hours of endless Wildman if you want to go down and watch that. Also below the video description box are all the events coming up, links to my books. We've got Party Time, Hard Time, Prison Time. Wildman is the main character in Party Time and Hard Time, lots more Wildman in there. Available on Amazon worldwide, ebook, paperback and audio. And the True Crime podcast is coming along strong. I went from doing 1 a month last year to 1 a week at the beginning of this year. I'm pumping out 2 a week right now. So appreciate all your support as well, and you guys watching and commenting on the True Crime podcast series.
We're doing it for you guys.
Take care out there. Cheers from Witness.